Hello everybody, Jason Duck Barber back here with another episode of Farming Blind with Duck. Here on the Barber Farm on this warm Monday afternoon. As a lot of you have seen in my previous videos how I actually get my livestock up and recognize them using different assistive technologies to recognize the cattle tags and my livestock in general. Also, you've also seen how I use assistive technology to identify my medications as well as the dosages. About 3 months ago, I was at a conference in Atlanta and describing how I do things, and one of the questions was, well, how do I exactly work with my livestock? How do I get them in the holding pen and get them ready for vaccinations? So I wanted to give you an opportunity to just kind of see how I can operate my livestock basically by myself many times with the setup that I have. If you look over to this way here, you'll see I've got my cattle already in my barn lot. Then you'll see the alleyway that I can bring them up around, and then I come up in this general area here. Then we'll walk down through here. As you can see down there, it'd be my holding area for my corral. Right after my dad passed away in 2020, one of the main things I wanted to do, which we had already started the setup process, being both of us knew that I had a vision issue and my dad suffered from Parkinson's and dementia and was getting on up in the age, and he simply wasn't available or capable of helping me as much as he wanted to. So a few months after he passed, I decided to update our holding pen area to get our cattle up, which you see this area here. Had to make some dramatic updates, but I tried to do it in a fashion that to fix it to where I could actually operate and work with my cattle by myself in as safe a manner as possible. A few years prior to my dad's passing away, we had already knew that we need to make some major updates to operate our livestock system a whole lot more efficiently and a lot safer for both him and myself, being visually impaired. That's when we purchased this corral system, but we also integrated a sweep tub. For those that don't know what a sweep tub is, you put your livestock in here, and once you get them behind this gate, it's a locking mechanism, and it'll actually hold the cattle safely where they can't come back on you. Within our corral system, we also integrated this long alleyway to where I can actually segment each group of our livestock. I can get 3 or 4 or 5 in here at one time, and this is where I have a divider door to actually open up, allow a few head of cattle to pass through. Then again, if I shut it back, then again I've got my livestock isolated to where I can still manage them and I'm not having to walk back and forth the entire length of our alley as well as the corral. When it comes to doing all of our updates, one of the major updates that we'd made to make our lives so much easier working our cattle was we purchased, although used, this WW head catch system. The main reason we like it is what they call a self-catch system, meaning when the cow comes in, they hit the catch and it automatically locks down, which there are a lot of other head catch systems that are out there, but a lot of them take a lot of out-of-hand coordination, meaning you have to see where the cow is and judge when you need to lock them and such like that. Of course, as I said earlier, with depth perception, not knowing exactly where the cow is, it's hard for me to latch it. This way here takes care of that problem. One thing I wanted to add is just how much we've advanced over the 53 years that I've been around on this farm. For many, many years, up until probably about 30 years ago, which my grandfather passed away in 1997, this little area right here is actually how we worked our livestock. He had a makeshift corral system, but we would literally run the cattle in here to the head catch. This was originally set up for pigs that they did in probably the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. If you walk through here, you can see that it's extremely short. So if you had some tall cattle, it was definitely a challenge. And the old head catch system was right here. You had to physically get the cow in there, push that over, and then pin it shut or pin it locked in with this pin here to hold the cow. So it's not always, it was not always easy when my grandfather was here, but that's all we knew and that's how we did. When he got down in his health and we had to kind of take over the farm, we knew at that point in time it was time to make some major upgrades. The corral and the alleyway system that you've seen previously, we've made every few years we'd make different updates to get it where we are now. And I think we finally got it to the point we need to operate and work our livestock in the safest manner possible, especially being visually impaired and trying to do as much of it as I can by myself. Thanks a lot.